你好, I'm Hannah Chen from Chen's Authentic Cuisine. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to show you how to make clay pot tofu. The ingredients are tofu. This is about 400 gram firm tofu. You need a firm tofu to make this dish. Some Chinese leaves, some mixed mushroom, this oyster mushroom, shiitake mushroom. It's just mixed variety of mushrooms. And you don't need to cut mushrooms, you just tear up. That's very nicely teared up, yes. And 1 red chili. If you don't like spicy, you can leave the chili out. And the dry soybean paste. So this is dry soybean paste looks like. You can get them in any Chinese supermarket. How to make the paste into a sauce. Adding some water. It's about 3 tablespoons. Just press it down and dilute them into the water. I need some dark soy sauce, not very much, because the soybean paste is already really rich. Only just small teaspoonful of dark soy sauce. I just want the really intense color and that rich flavor from dark soy sauce. And this is a vegetarian oyster sauce, so I'd like to add some now with the sauce base as well, so that just give that little hint of sweetness from the vegetarian oyster sauce. So it's about 2 tablespoons, teaspoonful actually. Now mix well, make sure all the sauces combine really well. Add a bit more water if you need to. Make sure all sauces well combined together and the consistency you want to look at is not too liquid, not too thick. So we have garlic and spring onion. So let's cut tofu. About 1/2 centimeter width. So I like cut my tofu in diagonally. It's like a small triangle shape, like that. Because I just like the shape of it when you sear them in the wok, and it just looks so pretty. It's just personal preference. You can cut any sort of square or just dice the tofu. So any shape you fancy really, whatever makes you happy. So that's it. It's all nicely chopped in a lovely little triangle shape. So put aside and let's get other ingredient ready. So garlic. It's about 2 or 3 cloves garlic. You cut end off like so. Now use your knife, just gently tap like so. Then you found the skin really easily just come off. So it's hardly any effort to take the skin off. So that is the beauty with Chinese cleaver. So now you nice dice your garlic, finely chop them and put aside for later. Now let's dice the spring onions. So I have 2 spring onions here. So I like to cut spring onions half in the center, and that make you dice the spring onion really easily. So I like keep all the green part as well because it's really tasty. Just make sure there's no sand or grit in the green part of spring onion. If there is, just simply rinse off. And finely chop your spring onion. Set aside. Now, let's slice the red chili. Again, if you don't like spicy food, you can just leave the chili out. So you halve the chili. So take the seed off if you don't want too spicy, because if you leave the seed in, they will add extra spice into your dish. But if you don't want too spicy, just simply remove the seed, like so. So once the seed's removed, then just finely slice your red chili, like so. Now you got your garlic, spring onion and chili. So put all the base ingredient into the same bowl and set aside for later. Let's prepare the Chinese leaves. Remove the end like so. Once end removed, just cut Chinese leaf diagonally like so. So what do you want? Cut the same shape as the tofu. So the little triangle shape. So that way your dish have the same shape all together, so just look that little bit prettier. For the big leaves, just leave as big as they can, because or you just simply tear half or cut in half, because we're going to layer the Chinese leaves at the bottom of the clay pot. So simply get the clay pot, just layer the Chinese leaves at the bottom of the pot, like so, and set aside, ready for cook later. We want every bit in, no wastage. Put the lid on for now, we're going to cook and later. So we now need 2 tablespoonfuls of vegetable oil. Put wok on high heat. Make sure your wok is nice hot. So that's really key for this process. Then you add a couple of tablespoonfuls of vegetable oil on top of the tofu. Give a toss. The reason being, so tofu now have the oil coated outside, so when you sear them in the wok, it make that much easier. So now your wok is nice hot. So you add 2 tablespoonfuls of oil. Give a nice swirl. Just make sure the oil cover your wok very well, so the tofu does not stick to the bottom. Now let's transfer tofu to the wok. So please make sure you lay a thin layer of tofu. Don't crowd them. Give them enough space so they don't stick together. So once the tofu is in, you do not move them. Let them sear, gently cook. Once they're ready in a golden color, like so, then it's very easy to turn them to the other side. If you turn them too early, they just stuck to the bottom, so don't touch them until they nicely brown and reach their golden crispy color. Now move the clay pot over. Now we want to transfer the seared tofu into the clay pot on top of the layer of Chinese leaves. Just lay a layer on top of it, like so. Next, add the mushroom on top of the tofu. Put everything in. Next, add finely chopped garlic, spring onion, and chili on top. Next, then you pour the sauce on top of everything. Give it a stir, make sure all the ingredients well combined before you put in. So that oil with fried tofu, just drizzle them on top of the spring onion, garlic, and chili. So you got all the nicely tofu flavor in the oil as well. Then pour the sauce carefully all over all the ingredients. And I don't want any wastage, so with all the nice soy paste, just give a nice rinse with the water and pour in the clay pot like that. Beautiful. Lid on, heat on. So cook them on high heat about 5 minutes. So that's all you need to do is 5 minutes on. Look at that steam. Wow. Wow. A pot of happiness. Let's have a taste. Gosh, it's perfect. It doesn't need any salt, and the soybean paste and combined with garlic, spring onion, the heat chili comes through. Just so beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flavor. And serve it on a bowl of hot steamed rice. Wow, it's heaven. Enjoy. If you want to learn more about Chinese cooking, please visit my Facebook page. See the link below.